Want to attend the legendary Thrive Time Show Business Workshop for free? Subscribe on iTunes, leave an objective review, and send us confirmation at info@thrivetimeshow.com to claim your tickets. Want to live in a van down by the river? Come by and see us at our Riverwalk offices, and we'll be able to make your dreams come true.
Greetings, Thrive Nation. Welcome back to the Thrive Time Show on your radio. And today, as we often do, we're breaking down the life and times of a very, very successful entrepreneur. And this guy, his name is Ingvar Kamprad, and he's the founder of IKEA. He was born there in 1926 and lived until 2018. He passed away this year at the age of 91 after leaving the earth with 398 iconic IKEA stores. IKEA, where the customer provides the service themselves.
Amen.
So IKEA, I want you to look this up here, Chuck, because I want to put this on the show notes. Because how big is the average IKEA store? I want to tee that up. How big is the average IKEA store? At age 17, Ingvar realizes, hey, it's the time of World War II. People are struggling to find matches. They're struggling to find pencils. They're struggling to find just the items, office supplies, seeds to plant things. So he becomes a reseller. He basically finds a product, buys it low, sells it higher, and he does this for 7 years. Then at the age of 24, it occurs to him, hey, I live by a forest. You know what? There's guys making furniture using the wood in the forest. I'll go to those guys and see if they will let me sell their furniture at a markup. And it does really, really well. So 7 years into business, he goes, I think I should become a furniture store guy. So he switches from being a seller of all things to all people to becoming a furniture store guy. And he begins to realize, hey, you know what? If I sell the furniture and I sell it crazy cheap, where it's nice stuff, but yet you have to build it yourself. Like, I'll sell it to you, but you have to assemble it yourself. I'm going to sell you good furniture, but I'm going to ship it where it's not put together yet. And you have to put it together yourself. I think people will like it. And he swings and home run. People love it. So he opens up his first showroom at age 26. He starts advertising at the age of 27 for the first time. If you don't advertise your business, by the way, you're just choking off the business. You don't realize the power of advertising. But he starts advertising. And so at the age of 27, people realize now, go to IKEA, where you can find more furniture under one roof than any other store. It's all here, IKEA. Chuck, did you find how big the average IKEA store is?
This is kind of mind-boggling, okay? There are anywhere from 200,000 square feet to 450,000 square feet, and the average size is right around 320,000. So to put that into perspective, an American football field, the entire field, is 57,600 square feet. And 1 acre, the square footage in 1 acre is 43,560. So we're looking at some of these stores are 10 acres.
How many football fields is a typical store?
Oh my gosh.
How many?
So
think about that. So how many? I want to break that down. How many football fields could fit into the typical IKEA store?
That's beyond my brain calculator. So
I'm going to have you figure that out.
All right,
as
let
I'm
me get the
talking about
calculator
this,
picked
because
up here.
IKEA stores, what they did is he realized that if I just focus on keeping everything crazy cheap, I think I can win. So how did he do that? First off, he shipped everything where it was flat. It wasn't put together yet, so it's less expensive to ship it. Then he starts with this idea of, you know what, I'm going to put my stores in warehouse districts where other retail stores aren't, so I can sell it even cheaper because my rent is less, so I can sell it even cheaper. So that's the next move he does. Then he gets the idea of, you know what, if I make it like a maze, like you have to follow a set path, I'm going to make it take like 3 hours to make it through my store.
That's at a quick pace, let me tell you.
I'm just telling you, that store, if you get out of an IKEA in less than 3 hours, you are a champion. I went one time. One time, I was in Dallas, and I was trying to buy furniture for one of our businesses.
Frisco, maybe? Is that where it's at?
And I think so. And one of the partners was like, oh, go to IKEA. And now, again, this is Clay Clark 101. I will gladly pay more money for you to do anything than for me to do anything. I am just not going to do. So we go there, and I'm going, this is not good. How long does this? People are like, oh, it's great. Try the meatballs. I'm like, meatballs? Why are there meatballs? So I did a deep dive into it. Turns out, homeboy, the founder of the company, Ingvar, is from Sweden, and so he sells Swedish meatballs. So that's what he was doing. The whole idea was to get you into the buying mood. They wanted to serve food, so you'd stay there for 3 hours.
And then you're not hangry, hungry and angry and walking around. Your belly's full and
Did
you're
you
willing to
find
buy.
out how many football fields fit into an IKEA store?
I did. So the average, like we said, the average store is 320,000 square feet, which would be 5.5 football fields. Massive store.
And you know what goes above a massive... Because if you have a furniture store, it's massive, right?
Yep.
IKEA, they have a lot of furniture in there. What they can't do is they can't let the roof collapse, right?
Can't get all wet.
So if you own a business out there and you say, you know what, I got to make sure that my roof is intact, or if you own a house and you don't want to ruin your furniture, what you got to do is reach out to one of our show sponsors, the good folks at Messick Roofing. Messick Roofing, Chuck. Their phone number is 918-747-7141. That's 918-747-7141. Messick Roofing. They've been family owned since 1962, so they haven't been around as long as IKEA has, right? Chuck, that's kind of weak. They've only been around since 1962.
That's only like 50-something years.
But seriously,
if
you're dealing with right now with a flat roof that's leaking, maybe you have roof damage, maybe you just need to get that roof replaced. I know it's not going to be a fun process,
right?
And it's terrible. It's awful. It's not fun to fix your roof, right? And don't make it worse by hiring a second-rate contractor. I highly recommend that you go to Messick Roofing. Chuck, what's that? Can you spell out the web address so I can get there?
It's Messick, MESSICK roofing.com. MESSICK ROOFING.com. Messick Roofing, 918-747-7141. And this time of year, right now in the beginning of April, is a really good time to do this. It's going to start raining. Because it's going to hail, it's going to rain, and you're going to start seeing these little spots. And a lot of times, before it gets bad enough to start leaking bad, these Messick can come out and do an inspection on your roof and let you know, hey, these spots have had hail damage, and so you're going to need to get these looked at before it turns into something too big.
Can I make my Swedish meatball guarantee?
Yeah, let's do it.
For any of the listeners out there, if you reach out to Messick Roofing today now, you got to do it today. If you reach out to Messick Roofing today and get a quote, I will make you Swedish meatballs. Now, I will do this. Now, here's the thing. I say make it for you. You got to understand that what you're signing up for here. I am going to send an employee on my team to Sam's Club, and then they are going to buy Swedish meatballs. I'm not kidding. They're going to do it. And we're gonna heat them up in the microwave. Okay, so you talk about class, I don't have any. You talk about speed, efficiency, I've got that. So I'm telling you, if you get a quote today, you got it today. Get it by 5 o'clock today. If you go to Messick Roofing and you get a quote for your roof, I call this the IKEA Swedish meatball guarantee. And what I'm going to do is you show us proof that you requested a quote, and you come on down to the Thrive Time Show World Headquarters in beautiful Jinx, America, and there I will personally serve. Now, when I say personal, make sure you get this. I'm going to send somebody who works for me to Sam's Club. They're going to buy the Swedish meatballs. I'm going to put it in my microwave. When I say someone else will put it in the microwave. And then when I say I'm going to serve you, I mean someone who works in my office will serve you, and then I will give you a fist bump, and I will say boom. That's what I'm going to do for you.
It'll happen. Guaranteed.
It's the Swedish meatball Messick Roofing guarantee. And Chuck, I was just eating some Swedish meatballs. I wasn't really paying attention. What's that web address one more time?
That web address is messickroofing.com, MESSICK roofing.com. And again, their number is 918-747-7141.
Now, here's the deal. Ingvar is a resourceful guy. When we come back, we're going to talk about how he decided to make the shopping experience take forever. Because to me, this seems like the worst thing you could do is to put your furniture store in an area that's hard to find in a warehouse district and to make the experience take forever. But it turns out, 398 stores later, that Ingvar and IKEA knew a little something about selling furniture that people love and want. Stay tuned.
You are now entering the dojo of Mojo and the Thrive Time Show.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. 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 This is Clay Clark on the mic again. Myopic focused tunnel vision. I'm focused on the mission to teach you the skills and give you the plans. Broadcasting from my lands to the left to the Portlands. I'm here to tell you can do it. Yes, you can. And now, my friend, you got two fans. He be the Z, comma, and I'll be the C, yes, and now let's kick it like Batman, bam, and get a little nuts like pecans. Oh, yes, and yes. Welcome back to the Thrive Time Show on your radio. My name is Clay Clark, and we're talking today about the IKEA story. At the age of 17, Ingvar grows up in the time of World War II selling pencils, matches, seeds, Christmas trees, office supplies. He's buying anything he can find and then selling it higher during the time of World War II. Then one day he goes into the woods. He meets these guys who are making furniture in the woods in Sweden, and he says, "Hey guys, here's the deal. I am going to help you sell your products. Can I get a deal, and I'll buy your furniture low. I'll sell it higher." Turns out it does well. Then he has this idea. What if I sell the furniture super, super cheap, so that way people can buy it super, super cheap? What if I make it where the customer has to assemble the furniture themselves? All of his friends say, "Are you nuts? People have to make their own furniture? What?" He goes, No. I think this is a move. I think people really do value buying furniture cheaper if they have to put it together themselves. I think people are willing to do that. He talks to, I'm sure, people like me who say, that is the worst idea ever. Because I would never, I'm just telling you, me, Clay Clark, as a man, I would never, under any circumstance, ever put together a piece of furniture, and I never have. Ever. Not my entire life. Every time we had a piece of furniture, I'm like, Vanessa, you do that or I'm not doing it. I've never assembled a single Christmas gift for my kids. I've never touched I will not. I just will not do it. I rebuke it, and I cast it out, and I will not ever assemble anything. If it has batteries, if it's something I buy that has batteries, I never use it. Ever.
It's gone.
I don't want it to plug in. I just don't do batteries, assembling, anything like that. But it turns out a lot of people do this. And so Ingvar's belief, his business team believed that if he created an experience that took 3 hours, that had crazy low prices, like maybe half the cost of everybody else, and the right mix of furniture that people would be willing to drive and to spend their entire day shopping for that once a year furniture purchase. So in order to encourage people to stay longer at the IKEA stores, he began to offer Swedish meatballs to all of its customers. And turns out that's what people wanted. Chup.
They wanted some food.
Chup, when was the last time that you went to an IKEA store?
It had to have been over a year ago, year and a half maybe.
Did you like your experience or hate the experience? And don't give me that moderate crap.
I'll tell you. When we found the things that we were looking for, I really enjoyed it because they do have a huge selection. You can pack it up inside the little SUV.
Pump it up, pack it in. Let me begin.
Let us begin to put together furniture until we. Never mind.
Oh, nice.
So
go and put your hands up.
So we were able to get like a dresser and some tables and some things we needed in my wife's Subaru Outback, which we would have needed a trailer or something for if it was all put together. But I made it kind of fun for myself. I took my daughter and we just ran around the store being goofy while my wife methodically made her way through everything. So we found the toys. We went backwards through the flow like a trout or a salmon swimming upstream.
You're dirty.
So we had some fun with it. But if you're stuck in that maze and there's a lot of people there, it can be a pretty wild experience.
I can't handle it. I can tell you this. I've gone there one time.
You know what? I take that back too.
I went to the car and went to sleep.
That's what I was just about to say. Me and my daughter went and took a nap. We went out to the car and took a nap.
I can't handle it. I can't handle the lines. I just the whole thing. But if you're out there and you love IKEA, may the Lord bless you and may you have a long and healthy life because you just wasted 3 hours in an IKEA store. Moving on. I go to Mathis, my furniture guy there, Carl's who I work with at Mathis Brothers. When I go into, by the way, if you're going to Mathis Brothers, ask for Carl. Say he looks just like Jamie Foxx. They'll know who he is.
Right.
You go in there. He knows I'm in there and out every single time in like 10 minutes.
I want this and this, man.
I go in and I go, boom. That's what I want. Boom, boom, boom.
Deliver it here.
Deliver it, assemble it, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so Ingvar seemed to understand that many young people today don't want to feel burdened with moving their furniture across the country. And that many people would simply rather throw away their furniture than having to move it to their new city of employment. He believed that in the future, he believed that more and more people would be moving across the country to find a new job if the position was right. And so he won because that turns out to be true. I actually, this is what's crazy to me. I have a person in my life who's very close to me who doesn't talk like this, but just to keep the story interesting, this is basically the conversation. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, Clay, I just want to call you. I'm going to be moving out to California. And I said, so you're going to California? That's awesome. Do you know? Yes, I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to try to, get started in a new industry. And I've just got this new job I'm working on. I'm just going to build up my own thing. I'm just going to and I'm going, costs dramatically more to live in California than Oklahoma. I just want you to be aware of that.
Right.
Yes, but I like the beaches and the water and the mountains. It's all up there in California. I'm going to go out to going back to Cali. And I'm saying that's okay. Okay, you're going to do this. So the person moves out there. Shoo, they fly out there. I'm thinking, you flew out to California? You moved there? What'd you bring with you? They said, well, I shipped my clothes, but other than that, I said, what about your furniture? They go, I threw it all away. I'm like, you threw all your furniture away?
What?
And I know a lot of people that do that. They don't care. They don't value. Now, I am a man who, let me tell you what, I am going to take it with me. I want to be buried in like a large
pyramid
shipping containers. I want to be buried. That's what I want to do. I want to be buried in shipping containers, I think.
That's a good idea.
Filled with all my accoutrements or something, because I love accoutrements.
We'll just take the whole man cave and put it inside a container, set it all up. We'll put you right there in the chair behind the microphone.
But I don't want my body. I just don't want you to know this. If anybody out there who cares about how my death will happen, I've explained this to my kids. I'm definitely going to be cremated.
Yes.
And I want the song Firework to be played. So it'll start off, the funeral will start. And a lot of times, I used to do business comedy, and I was a DJ, and a lot of people will joke. They're like, oh, the crowd tonight's kind of like a funeral. What I want to do is I want to hire the best comedians we can get to be comedians, funeral comedians.
That's a move.
So they're telling jokes, and everyone's like, God, it's kind of like a funeral. I just think that'd be hilarious. And then I want when the people are being seated, I want something nice to be played.
Musical chairs.
No, I've told my daughter. I've got this all written down. I want to play Roll Out the Barrel.
Okay.
Roll out the barrel. Roll out the barrel of fun.
Whoa.
Right, and then I want to have an actual live band playing. And then when the comedian gets up there and tells them about my life and gets people laughing, the first comedian will be rough for him. The second one will be a little better. Then when they get to the end of the funeral, I want them to play Firework by Katy Perry. We all go outside, and my ashes are in, and baby, you're a firework. And then, and that's how I want. That's how I want to go out.
My way I want to go out is very topical for today. Do you want to hear it real fast?
Yeah, sure.
I want to be put out on a pile of sticks like a Viking out into a big body of water while everybody's having a fun party, and they shoot a flaming arrow. And then everything just...
But you want your body on the sticks?
Yeah.
You're a sick freak.
Yeah, that's right.
What I just said was normal, and what you said was sick and twisted.
I want a shipping container with comedians. And
what you said was over the line, buddy. No class.
That's what they used to do, man. Royalty.
I know. I'm just saying you're a sick freak, and what I said was normal. So we move on now.
We're on the same page.
The king of frugality. Ingvar was known to the world as being one of the most frugal people on the planet, despite his great wealth. He moved to Switzerland to avoid paying Sweden's high tax rate, and he chose to drive an old Volvo. He and Bill Belichick driving old Volvos. Then when flying around the world to manage his business interests, he chose to fly economy, and he always stayed in budget hotels and insisted on eating cheap meals. He lived in a modest home and made sure that the vast majority of IKEA's wealth was held in a charitable trust. And I know there's somebody out there listening, and you're saying, you know what? I'm kind of like Ingvar. I'm kind of cheap. I'm thinking about maybe moving to Switzerland to avoid paying high taxes in America. I've thought about moving to Ireland to decrease my tax liability. I've thought about moving to Costa Rica to decrease my taxes. You're that kind of guy. Well, if you're that kind of guy, then you owe it to yourself and your bottom line to go to onyximaging.com. That's onyximaging.com. Hooked on Onyx, it works for me. Chip, what does Onyx do for all the listeners out there?
Onyx does full-service printer supply and repair and sales. So if you have any problem during your business day and your printer goes down, they can send somebody out there, bring you a loaner printer, take it back to their office.
But I'm passionate about paying a lot of money for my ink cartridges. I don't want to save any money on office supplies.
Well, they wouldn't be for you, but if you want to get some better prices on Tulsa-manufactured, hand-tested ink cartridges, they're typically 60 to 70% cheaper than the OEM brands,
I like to pay more for my ink. It turns me on.
Well, if you will just request a printer service or office supply quote, they'll actually give you a free ink cartridge for your current printer just to show you what the quality and how long they last.
This is starting to sound exciting. What's the no-brainer? Do you have a no-brainer for me? I want something free.
That was it right there. Free ink cartridge with all you have to do is request a printer service supply or office supply quote.
It happens so fast. What's the website?
onyximaging.com, or you can visit them at tulsaprinterrepair.com as well.
Yes, could you say it one more time? I was eating some Swedish meatballs celebrating the IKEA legacy.
TulsaPrinterRepair.com or OnyxImaging.com, or you can just pick up the phone and give those guys a call, 918-627-6611, Onyx Imaging.
When we come back, we're going to be breaking down some notable quotables from Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA. Stay tuned.